thing I'm doing, turning sunshine into Atlantis. A very Bauhaus Christmas. Making 2020 Bauhaus. Cool, straight-edged, reality, you must be joking. Taking acid on the pension, getting better every day. The great aunt said, you are what I once was, I am what you will be. Following in the footsteps of other people's ideas, love loves to love. Never worry until worry worries you. As I looked at her in the eyes, I thought, I hate eye contact. Sunshine, Psychedelia, Paradise Found, yet another sequel. Somewhat ashamed right now in this post-Christmas libation-free microcosmic trip back to Earth. Thirsties? ? The message most sent by Tommy mid-afternoon. What could it all mean? Again, the cry call of the beer swamper, don't worry, our fella, we'll go and get a couple of pints. Yeah. Hello, amigo, fancy going to Thirsties for a pint. Sunshine Happy Hour Christmas Special Year 2. To be the clown, you must know you are the clown. The clown who doesn't know he's the clown is a sad clown. Everything is swollen with sad clowns. The first will be last and the last will be first. All in between shall stay in between. What goes around comes around like a spring roll on a lazy Susan. A stitch in time and again. If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen, and if you're in the living room and it's too hot, go out in the backyard and howl loudly at the moon. Not feeling so crash hot? Is your browser littered with Pornhub IRLs? Have you been down the YouTube rabbit warrens? Have you found your own personal news feed to feed you all the news you need? Self-styled propaganda, reinforcing what you think by what you select. The algorithmic blues. Choose until it chooses for you. Lose the choosing blues. Let YouTube choose your news. The planes in sunshine fly mostly in the air. You don't know what anything is until you know what it is. Such is the nature of a secret. One time I saw a dog eat a shoe. One time I saw an owl on a skateboard. One time I saw a rabbit wearing Burberry. One time I saw a man go around a corner, then the corner disappeared. One time I watched dew form on a single blade of grass. One time I saw my mother cry and she didn't know I saw her cry. Sometimes I see nothing because I am blind. And if the blind are to lead the blind, I hope they have good hearing. What is the sound of one hand clapping? Clap, 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 clap. Their medicated nihilism was beautiful. The finger pointers were once again banished from the party. He said, haven't you read Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil? Can't you see we are the Untermensch? It's not that you're lying to me, it's just we do not believe a word you're saying. The information was oncoming from everywhere: TV, fridge, computer, air conditioner, vacuum cleaner, small squat Asian woman in Sunshine Shopping Centre. Why do you always eat KFC chips? Judging situations, one should always seek the subtext, if not that, the precursor to that, a bubble with a bubble inside it. What is the meaning of all this? One of the voices inside the head cried, swiftly shackled by the crack division. Crack must run strong in the heads of a well-developed civilization. In Thomas Merton's translation of the Taoyi Jing, blah, 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 blah. How do you know what we think we know anyway? All I know is, I don't know much, but I know I love you. That may be all I need to know. The only things really worth knowing are the things you don't know you know. Take for instance gravity. A piano pushed out the top floor window. A lemon thuds on the floor of a garden. And I have no idea why people argue with flat earthers. You can't convince an echo chamber of anything. On the other hand, arguing with flat earthers has convinced me of at least one thing. Evolution has a long way to go. Sometimes I find myself sympathizing with creationists to think the world's 6,000 years old, and I have drunk water older than that, from before time was invented. It's always been a deep belief of mine the world began on the 25th of January 1975, the day of my birth. But my coming into existence was not the totality of existence. And when I realised this, I began to measure existence with rulers and pie charts. To purge the self from all meaning, watching rerun after rerun of Friends. If anything means anything, too much meaning will sound a man insane. The joy of the oblivious. But one should only park in oblivion the obligatory 2 hours, pay the tax and shift out at least into whimsy, at most into realism. The real is a harsh master that must be navigated with the suggested tools, time, an etymology dictionary, a couple of grams of weed, and as much free will as you can pretend to muster. Then grab a 20-pound sledgehammer, take a small nail, preferably with a flat head between 2 to 4 inches long, set nail against the plasterboard and tap it in, holding the hammer shaft just below the steel head. Now that the nail is slightly embedded and ready, get yourself about 2.5 foot from the wall, steady the legs, grab sledgehammer shaft at bottom, swing hard on through, rotating the body, letting the hammer do most of the work, and making sure you hit the flat part of the nail square on the head. This should create a massive void, chasm, or abyss in the plasterboard. Now, bend down on one knee, place one eye to the hole, look into the abyss. The space is more spacey than ever imagined. Neon signs are flashing, don't look here, don't look here, don't look here. If truth is ever to be told, once you have looked in through the hole and see, you cannot unsee what you've seen. But you can once again retreat into 2 hours of wonderful oblivion, enlightenment, brought on by watching 2 hours, or enlightenment brought on by the watching of rerun after rerun of Friends.